You see this bell icon here? Hit it now and we'll ensure you get delivered the very best of reviews, interviews and pop culture content. First, let's celebrate the reinvention of Bobby Deol. In the 1990s, the actor made women swoon with his curly hair and dashing good looks. The media dubbed him the Italian Stallion. He then disappeared and re-emerged with the utterly forgettable Race 3, in which he walked bare-chested in slow motion with co-star Salman Khan. But with the blockbuster web series Ashram, Atul Sabharwal's Class of 83 and now Love Hostel, Bobby finally seems to have found his groove. Freed from the constraints of beauty, box office and the burden of being a hero, Bobby has unboxed his far more delicious dark side. His frayed handsomeness makes his actions even more disturbing. In Love Hostel, he plays Dagar, a man scarred on the inside and the outside, and the actor is utterly terrifying. Love Hostel is what you might call a Haryana Noir Western. Director Shankar Raman, who also made the terrific Gurgaon, goes back to the Badlands. Once again, we're in a hellscape overrun by lawlessness, communalism, misogyny and toxic patriarchy. In this environment, the Hindu granddaughter of the local MLA falls in love with a Muslim boy whose father has been arrested on false charges of being a terrorist. No prizes for guessing how that plays out. Shankar, who's also written the screenplay along with co-writers Behek Jamal and Yogi Sinha, isn't interested in providing viewers comfort or respite. Love Hostel begins and ends with death. The sense of dread and foreboding that the director skillfully constructs will remind you of the first shot in Dibakar Banerjee's superb 2010 film Love, Sex or Dhoka, which also dealt with honor killing. And Dagar seems to be the Desi brother of Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men, a twisted psychopath on a mission of Samaj Sudhar. Another character refers to Dagar as Yamraj. Dagar's finale also somewhat echoes what happens to Chigurh. The title Love Hostel refers to safe houses created by the government for couples whose lives are under threat. It is where Jyoti and Ahmed land up after marriage, desperate to escape her murderous family. Shankar imagines this space as a seedy oasis run by overweight, corrupt cops, where lovers who disobey the ironclad rules of this world can find a semblance of peace. The walls at the entrance are covered with graffiti, almost as though runaway couples insist on making their love real by scribbling it on the walls. There are bunk beds and a designated spot between diaphanous hoisted saris for lovemaking. It's a strange, surreal room filled with emotions that have no meaning or value in this monstrous landscape. But sadly, we don't spend enough time here. Love Hostel is primarily a chase film with Dagar in hot pursuit of his prey, Ahmed and Jyoti. Shankar has a real talent for creating tension and shock. The first half of Love Hostel is a bloody, gripping nightmare. But in the second hour, the brutality becomes less interesting. But as the body count rises, everyone is trigger happy here. The violence starts to feel a little like gratuitous glue trying to hold the plot together. This film's motto is, when in doubt, kill. Jyoti and Ahmed are played with just the right touch of desperation and vulnerability by Sanya Malhotra and Vikrant Massey. Jyoti is more impetuous and assertive, but Ahmed is conditioned by a lifetime of being treated like a second-class citizen, so his default mode is keeping the peace. He's a loyal, loving man consistently forced by his circumstances to make bad choices. Their relationship is fierce but also tender and wonderfully defiant because it instantly brings with it the threat of death. The plot, however, doesn't give us enough insight into the bond. Why and how did these two fall in love? The only mode we see the couple in is running, which becomes limiting. The screenplay also weaves in a same-sex relationship, which in this environment is as dangerous as a Hindu-Muslim one, but this track doesn't have enough layering on it. These characters are bunged in to keep the wheels of the plot churning. In the second half, the chase and violence take over, also leading to questions of plausibility. Some of the things Ahmed tries to do seem insistently foolhardy. There are also backstories of Dagar and a local cop that are undercooked. Love Hostel has a stellar team. The cinematography is by Vivek Shah, who also shot Gurgaon. The editing is by Nitin Baid and Shan Mohammed, and the original score is by Clinton Crejo. These artists contribute immensely to creating the harrowing experience that this film delivers. What's missing is emotional depth. What stays with you are the details, like this vehicle that Ahmed uses as a getaway car. It's for a wedding and there's flowers taped outside and a groom's joda lying in the backseat. Ahmed is of course a newlywed himself, but there is no celebration of his union. His relationship has violated the natural order and must be punished. In this small moment, the tragedy of a world in which love can lead to death becomes horribly real. You can watch Love Hostel on ZEE5. For more reviews like this, subscribe to Film Companion and don't forget to check out our website, filmcompanion.in.